Hola. 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 Hello, this is Pastor Tim on the trail, and I'm in Guatemala, and I'm with one of my favorite people. And I know I've called you favorite people too, but I have lots of favorite people. Anyway, this is Gerber Perez, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hello.
and I love Gerber. We're walking around the medical clinic in Corralate, and this is one of my favorite places. You've heard me talk about it, but this was a building that was just basically abandoned, and now it's a beautiful clinic with a pharmacy in it, with medical staff that take care of people. We just went over the statistics. It was amazing how many people have come through this year. Before, there was nothing here. Air Bear is with a dedicated team of volunteers and staff from Mission Impact have built a soccer field, a clinic. They put a home in back so that the staff can stay there, and here he is. So first of all, you just recently lost your dad.
Yes, I did.
And he was a deep man of God too. Correct me, you can tell more of the story, but he used to work with Wycliffe, right? And when Cameron Townsend, which is the founder of Wycliffe, came to Guatemala, he hadn't founded it yet. He was handing out Spanish Bibles and discovered that the people couldn't speak Spanish.
Right.
It was a Kitchikel area, right?
Yes.
And your father began to translate for him the
Yeah.
original Bible of Kitchikel. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, that story goes back to 1918. And Cameron Townsend was working in this town called San Antonio in Guatemala.
Uh-huh.
And he found a member of the community, which happens to be my great-grandfather.
It was your great-grandfather. Okay.
Yeah, and he says to him, "Here's a Bible. Here's a Bible. I have a Bible for you, and I want to talk to you about God." And the response of my relative was, "Well, if your God is that great, how come he doesn't speak my language?"
Oh.
And that encouraged Cameron Townsend to start learning Cachiquel with my relatives.
Okay.
So in the process of teaching him Cachiquel, he shared the gospel with them, and they became Christians.
So your family was some of the original.
The original families.
The Cameron Townsend of Wycliffe led to the Lord.
Yeah. Many years later, he started a church there. My family became members of the church. And later, in 1918, many years later, when he already had established Wycliffe Bible translators, my dad was one of the first translators who translate the Bible to our Mayan language.
Oh.
And he worked for them for about 24 years.
24 years. And,
Yes.
and now he's just stepped into heaven. And what an incredible legacy, your grandfather to you. And now you're one of those missionaries that I deeply respect.
Thank you.
And this whole vision, there are so many things that I have learned that, when I first went into ministry, was like take kids on the mission field and then take them to a different place and take them to a different place. Totally wrong. Go to one place and go there over and over and over again and fall in love and find out what God's doing with them and then join them and help them out. And you do that. What would be the right church view of missions?
The right church view of missions.
I mean, what do you think us guys like in America do wrong? Go ahead, tell us.
Well, I think, I have several things, but I think sometimes we have the wrong idea that we're bringing God to where we go. And part of that is true, but it's more true that God is already there.
Mm-hmm.
So when missionaries come from the United States and they say we're bringing God, I tell them, well, he has been here for many years taking care of us.
Yes.
But if you bring your assets and look for assets, ministry opportunities are everywhere. And I think sometimes another thing that I think as a church or as Christians in general, it's hard for us to understand sometimes is that we invest a lot of our time trying to prove that God exists, but we forget sometimes to show who He is. And the Bible teaches that God is love, that God is generosity, God is compassion.
Amen.
So when Christians start showing love to others, show compassion and generosity, eventually we don't have to prove that God exists because they will know who He is through our actions.
By By our love, we'll know that we are Christians by our love for one another.
Yes.
One of my favorite statements that Gerber will say, and it's stuck in my brain. It's frozen there. It is, "You have not come to be a hero in Guatemala. I have not come. I've become to be a partner."
Yes.
So that's what I view. I always love to hear what God is telling you guys to do, and maybe there's a possibility I can help out, or tell somebody that could help out. And that's the way to view it, right?
Yeah, we find out that sometimes people would love to be a short-term hero. That meaning we go to one place for 1 week and then we work hard and then we go home and then that's it. But we found out that in order to have a long-term impact in the community, and we need long-term partners, people that they may have this week to come, but they probably will get behind something that is happening long-term, and they pray for it, they support, they get behind it, so they come back to see new friends, and basically building relationships. It's more meaningful, has a long-term impact. So you're right. I often say that we're not looking for short-term heroes, but we're looking for long-term partners that want to get behind what God is already doing here.
And I just he would never speak on behalf of himself, but this medical clinic, and I'm just going to kind of send you down the hallway here. I'm going to go this way with it. This medical clinic, well, this was just an abandoned building, and now it's a place that has a medical staff that work in here. They have an examining room. They have a pharmacy. That's Wendy. Say hi to Wendy. Hi, Wendy. And Gerber, this is one of the many things you do, because you do healthy communities. He helps people put safe water filtrations in their home. He fuel-efficient stoves. What do you call the outhouses?
The dry compostable.
Dry compostable. He does so many different things over and over. He just runs in with a group of just these dedicated people that I deeply love, and says, okay, I want to show you God's love by bringing you safe water, safe conditions to cook your food, safe sanitation, and now safe medical care. And I am so proud to be part of it. Well, if you ever wanted to help out somebody like that ought to be helped out, this is the man. And right now, God has provided a mobile medical clinic through a generous donation from somebody from Traverse City. And we're looking for $1,000 a month support. So we already have 4 people that are said they'll give $100 a month. Well, all we need is 6 more, and we got it covered. But this isn't just a project we're going to do today. It's month after month after month, because everybody likes to build a building. Nobody wants to pay for it. And so we want to pay for it and keep it going on and on and on. So you actually do medical care all the time.
Yes.
So this is Tim on the Trail. Thank you, Gerber. And I look forward to seeing you when I get back.
Thank you. Bye.